Let's talk about solving trig equations. There are a few methods to do this, but I'm going to show you my favourite, which involves using the graphs of sine, cos and tan. Have a look at my video on trig graphs first if you're not confident with these. Example 1, solve for x between 0 and 360, sine x equals a half. So I'd usually write out the equation again, and then to find the first angle, we just need to use the calculator. Inverse sine of a half, or shift sine, that gives us 30 for our first angle. So just as a recap, you find the first angle using your calculator. Then to find the rest, we're going to use a sketch. This question is about sine, so we're going to sketch sine x, which looks something like this. 1, -1, and then some key angles here. Now we're only interested in x between 0 and 360, which is why I only drew the sketch up to there. And the equation said that sine x was equal to a half. So if we think about where that would be on the sketch, that would be somewhere here, roughly. And as you can see from the sketch, there looks to be two solutions here for where sine x is equal to a half. We already found one of them using the calculator to be 30. The other one will be here. We just need to use the symmetry of the sine graph. Hopefully you can see that it would be 150 degrees, so 30 away from 180, and that gives us our second solution. There are no other solutions in the range, so we're done. Example 2, solve for x between 0 and 360, cos 3x equals 0.75. Give your answers to three significant figures. So one thing to be aware of straight away is that we have a 3x. That's important. And one of the first things I would do is change the range of values for x. Make it relevant to 3x instead. To do that, you just times both limits by 3. So 0 times 3 is 0, and 360 times 3 is 1080. Then we're going to do a really similar method to the previous example, starting with cos 3x equals 0.75. To find the first answer, I'm going to use my calculator, and that gives 3x equals 41.41. Now we're working with 3x, and when we changed the range, it told us that 3x had to be between 0 and 1080. So our sketch also has to reflect that. This time we're sketching cos, but it's got to be between 0 and 1080, which would mean we need 3 of the regular cos graphs like that. 0, 360, 720, 1080. Max is still 1 and the minimum is still -1. Now let's think about where would 0.75 be on the graph roughly, and it would be somewhere up here. When I draw a line across, I can see there are actually lots of solutions this time. 6. We've got the first one, it was 41.41. Now we just need to find the rest. Now, if we look at the symmetry of the cos graph, this distance would be the same as this distance coming in from 360 degrees. So to find this angle, we just need to do 360 take away 41.41, and that gives us 318.59. So that would be the next solution here. For this angle, again, this distance here would be the same, 41.41. So we just need to do 360 plus 41.41, and that would be 401.41. You can do something similar for the rest of the angles. So this one would be 720 minus 41.41. This one is 720 plus 41.41. And then this one is 1080 take away 41.41. When you do that, you get all of these angles here. And as we could see from the sketch, there were 6 of them. However, these are the answers for 3x. We actually want the answers for x in the end. So to get those, we're just going to divide by 3. When we do that, we get this. And that's it. Notice that all of the final x answers are between 0 and 360, which is good. Last example, solve for between -180 and 180, tan x plus 30 equals -2.5. Give your answers to 1 dp. So again, in this one, we haven't just got x, we've got x plus 30. So let's change the range. In this case, we'll just add 30 to each of the limits. So it will be -150 for that one and 210. Then we do a similar process. So if tan x plus 30 equals -2.5, x plus 30 would be inverse tan of -2.5. Use the calculator to get this. Gives us x plus 30 is -68.2 degrees. Next comes the sketch. So we want to sketch tan and make sure we include some of the negative parts. This time we're only interested in looking between -150 and 210. So I would probably draw it like this. That's 90, 180, and then I'd stop at 270 because we don't need to go above 210. And then for the negative part, we come down to -90 and then here to -180. I know we only need to look down to -150, but for me it's just easier to draw that part. We're interested in where tan is -2.5, so down here somewhere. We can see 2 relevant solutions. That one here must be the -68.2. So to get this one, we just need to do 180 take away 68.2, and that gives us 111.8. So with tan, this part of the graph is the same as this part of the graph. If we put 111.8 here, we can then subtract 30 for the final x answers. And that gives us negative 98.2 and 81.8, both of which are in the original range. That's it for now. If you found this video useful, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And do share this with anyone else you think might find it helpful. Thanks, and see you next time.